So you've been working on your desert reptiles report, right? And this week you were finishing up your third paragraph about Gray's monitor. Did you get to finish it? Oh, good. Okay, cool. So go ahead and get that out. And I'm going to ask you some questions about it while you're looking at it. I'm going to pull up the um, checklist so I can look at that at the same time. See if I can get it. There, that's a little better. So looking at your, just look at your third paragraph right now. Do you see 4 words underlined in your third paragraph? Okay, good. Just tell me what your 4 words are.
Because, which, rapidly, and natural.
And natural? Okay, good. Read this sentence for me that has the word natural in it.
The gray monitor lives in solitary. Because of this, its natural instinct is to bite even in captivity for years.
Wow, that's really good. That's an excellent sentence. So, did you say the word thrive in that sentence too?
No.
Something, you said something easily in captivity. That was the one word I couldn't hear you say.
Instinct.
Okay, I'm sorry. Read this sentence one more time.
The gray monitor lives in solitary. Because of this, its natural instinct is to bite even in captivity for years.
Bite even into captivity. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you underlined natural and actually you put natural instinct. Natural is actually an adjective because instinct is the noun in that sentence. And so natural is describing the noun there. So I think you underlined it because maybe you thought it was a strong verb. Is that right? Yeah. So in that sentence, the word bite would actually be the verb. And it's a pretty strong verb, even though it's a simple word, because it's describing really what it does. It bites, it attacks. So I would underline the word bite for that strong verb. And then you've got all 4 of your dress up words. So that's good. And then did you also remember to do the topic clincher words too in your paragraph?
Yeah. I repeated too, which is gray and monitor.
Okay, that works. Good job. And then last question is, did you remember to give it a title, your report?
Yes.
Okay, what's your title?
I'm trying to make one up. Animals still in captivity today.
Ooh, okay. Animals still in captivity today. And then you have those, at least one of those words in your last sentence.
Yes.
Good.
Captivity.
Good. Okay, Kylie, you did all of the things on the checklist. I'm proud of you. That's perfect. So you nailed that. So now I just would like to hear the whole report about your desert reptiles. You can read all 3 paragraphs, okay? Okay.
I'm gonna find something.
Okay.
I lost the cap.
Uh-oh.
Oh, found it. Um, an uncommon snake is the Sahara sand viper. It is 1.6 feet or 50 centimeters. Because of this, its triangle-shaped head, its um, wait. Because of its triangle-shaped head, it's poisonous. Fortunately, its venom does not actually kill people. usually kill people.
Mhm.
It is also a sidewinder, meaning it moves quickly. Unlike most snakes, this snake does not lay eggs, which means it gives birth to live young.
Good. That's really good.
For, found in North America, the Mojave rattlesnake. Its venom is stronger than any other rattlesnake. Most grow to be 3 feet. Because of its rattles, which can determine its age by counting the section on its rattle. Each section is added when it sheds. It hunts in southwestern United States and Mexico. Eats snakes and it it eats snakes and mice.
Nice. Very good.
The gray monitor lives in Central Asia. They can grow to be 3 feet long. It uses its forked tongue to sense prey. It has venom in its saliva. Because of because of its powerful tail, which is used to whip prey, it will rapidly eat almost anything. The gray monitor lives solitary. Because of this, its natural instinct is to bite, even in captivity for years.
Nice. Very good. Excellent. I am so impressed at your writing, Kylie. It's really come a long way. It sounds really good. I like it. So, and you did good with the different paragraphs. I noticed you had your different paragraphs on different pieces of paper. Is that right? Like
Mhm.
different. Yeah. So when we do, in the future, when you work on each paragraph, eventually they're all going to be together in one
Yeah.
report. So yeah. Okay. So you can actually skip a line and start the next paragraph right under the one before. So, but that's okay.
I,
What you did. Oh, go ahead.
I do it because then my mom can take pictures without like having the other paragraph in there.
Oh, right. That makes sense for the Google Classroom. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's good. As long as you know that when you actually write the report, usually it goes all together. That's good. Okay, so you are finished with that, and that I'll look at that on Google Classroom and give you a grade later today or sometime this week, and we'll finish all that up. But you've been doing so well in the class, and like I said, your writing is really coming along. I really like all the dress up words. Isn't it crazy how when you use those words, it really gives your writing more style?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's the focus of this class is giving your writing style. So I think you definitely have that. So that's a good
I
thing.
used I used one of your techniques in my state testing.
Oh, good, good. Did that help you with
Hmm.
with writing? Good.
Yeah, it was like a 50 paragraph thing about Egypt, and I wrote 3 paragraphs about it.
Oh my goodness.
Outline.
Good. That's what I was going to tell you too. You've got that foundation now. You can do that for any writing assignment in any class, even if it's like history or science or another subject, and they want you to write a report about something. You can use that keyword outline and that will help you organize your thoughts. So when you're doing a big report, um, like the desert reptiles was only 3 paragraphs, right? That was 3 different reptiles. So it was 3 different topics. But when you're doing like a formal paper, you would have an introduction paragraph and then a conclusion paragraph too. So that would make 5 paragraphs, right? And then in the introduction, basically you would just introduce what you're talking about, which is desert reptiles, give a little background information, talk about where they're found, and then you list the 3 desert reptiles that you're going to talk about. So you would list Sahara sand viper, the Mojave rattlesnake, and the Gray's monitor, and then you go into each paragraph.
One more thing.
Yes.
Actually, too, I have a feeling I already knew how to do mummy stuff because I've watched so many documentaries of them. Because my
Oh,
favorite documentaries are snakes and mummies.
oh,
Second, I got it's not there, like a paper that says like excelling in math, but also in writing.
Oh,
I'm
good.
doing
Awesome. Well, congratulations. You're working so hard. I can tell you're really giving it your all, and it shows. You're really getting it. And yeah, good job.
before I went to this class, I could barely even write a paragraph
Really?
without any critiques, like with critiques actually. Like there
Oh,
wasn't one where there was that there was not a critique.
oh, wow. And look at you now writing 3 paragraphs, no problem. You can definitely do that. That's really good. Nice. Man, that's good. I'm glad this class has helped you a lot. That's really, really good. And using it for testing is great because you'll do the state testing every year, but then you might have other tests in school too that you can use it for. So I'm glad. It sounds like you've memorized it as far as the outlines go. And then the dress up words, because you've used them a lot now, that's almost natural for you to use those words now, which is also pretty cool. So,
Do you
all
like
right.
to?
Do I like to cook?
Yeah.
Well, that's a funny question because I do. I do like to cook, but a lot of times I don't have time to really do an elaborate meal, but every once in a while I will. But
Yeah,
I
I
do
love
enjoy
it.
it. You
Yeah.
like to cook?
Yesterday I cut up the peppers and the onion, and then I also made pasta. And then the
Nice.
day before that, which I already got down, is to make burgers. So like I take
Ooh.
the meat and put it like in the bowl, but like I put the cheese in and like all the spices, and then
Oh.
I make the burger patties, and I actually barbecue them.
Oh, good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like I turn on the barbecue, and I put the patties on.
Wow,
And
you did everything. Did you cook for everybody in the family too? Wow, I bet they loved it.
we
That's
started
cool.
the when we tasted butcher boxes where they put their cheddars in. So like yeah,
Oh,
my
okay.
we had a barbecue. So yeah, I cooked meat. There was another thing I cooked. Oh yeah, sausage.
Ooh,
My favorite sausage is jalapeno cheddar.
yes, I love that too. It's so good. Oh my goodness.
I just don't really
Wow.
like Tex-Mex.
Making me hungry now. I love burgers. Burgers are my literally my all-time favorite meal. Hamburgers. They really are. That's awesome. I'll have to try your burgers sometime. I was going to tell you that I'm growing pumpkins on our farm.
We
Yeah,
did that.
and I don't know if you remember
It's
seeing the pumpkin patch I was working on, and I didn't have any pumpkins over there yet, but they're starting to grow now, and I'm going to do like a harvest festival at our farm in October. We're going to do games and food and face painting and stuff like that on our farm. So I'll have to tell you guys if you want to come. That would be fun.
on
That in
wait on
October.
Halloween.
Yeah,
At
like
Halloween.
right before Halloween. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be there, maybe not, because I have a camp on Halloween.
Oh,
Like a
that's
little,
right. You told me about that. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Camp Keep. That's right. You told me that. I remember now.
I
Yeah.
hope it's on Halloween because I want like to go to your
Oh, that
thing.
would be fun. Well, I might do it, around that date too, but I'll let you guys know. That would be fun.
Okay.
So, okay. So we probably should get back to doing
There's
work.
one more.
One more.
We have a garden too.
Oh,
Last
good.
year, I think we did grow pumpkins. They were white pumpkins
Oh, wow. That's
and
pretty cool.
strawberries, mints, squash, potatoes.
Taters.
Yeah, cherry tomatoes, stuff like that.
Oh, how fun. Yeah. It's a lot of work though, because, a lot of critters try to eat your stuff. So it's always a battle to get rid of them.
We're,
But
we're trying to grow raspberry and blackberry bushes, which are out in the front yard by our stairs.
oh, yeah.
They're coming along really well.
Oh, good. That's
Yeah,
good.
some deers occasionally come though.
Yeah, I know. They figure out how to get in there and frustrating.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of time left in class, so I do want to talk to you just about the next lesson. We're going to start it, but I'm not going to assign any homework with it. But go ahead and get out your binder, and I'm going to have you take out lesson for week 11. Week 11 is Antarctica, and I'll show you what pages to get out. We're just going to talk about how we would do this report, just so that it's another technique that you can use when you're writing a report. So it starts on page 91 and it goes all the way to page 95. Got it? Okay, so it's just those 3 pages. That was quick. Good
Yeah.
job.
I just went until I went to Marco Polo.
Oh yeah, that is
Yeah.
a good one. I wish we had time for that one, but that's a good one too. All right, so this one's about Antarctica. Do you know anything about Antarctica?
No, except for
No?
science, which we learned about animals and climates. So,
Okay, that's good. Yeah, Antarctica is that's where the um, South Pole is, and so that is a place where there really is not a whole lot of vegetation for animals and stuff. So there's not very many animals there, and there's not very many people that live there. There's people that go visit, but
yeah,
during the winter months.
I think my mom visited once.
Oh,
She
really?
told,
Antarctica?
she told I don't remember, but like
Wow.
they would jump into the water to wake up, and my mom passed.
Your mom what?
My mom passed on jumping into the water of
Oh,
Antarctica.
she passed. What do you mean?
Like she didn't want to go in the water, so she
Oh,
didn't.
she passed. Okay. She's like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be, I mean, that would be pretty intense. So yeah, I don't blame her for passing on that.
Well,
Um,
the fun part is I'm trying to take cold showers.
oh, really? I've heard
Yeah,
it's gonna be
because
good for you.
yeah, I heard that because of Camp Keep, they have cold showers there. So I'm trying to
Oh,
get prepared because
oh my gosh.
I don't want to take warm showers and then go there and be like, I don't want showers.
No, exactly. Well, good for you getting prepared. That's really good. Okay, so you know how when we did the desert reptiles report, you had 3 different articles to read, and each one was about a different topic. Well, this is an example of doing an article, I mean, doing a report with one article, and it's not too long. It's got a little bit on the back too. Well, actually, it's all the way on the back. So it's basically 2 full pages. I forgot how much was on the back there, but um,
I, I remember doing reports on books. I hated
okay.
it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hated
Well,
it so
this
much.
technique is going to help you so you're not going to hate it anymore. It's not too bad because really the main thing you got to keep in mind is that when you do a report, you're looking at what your subject is. So like last time your subject was desert reptiles, and then you got to know what your topics are. And your topics were the 3 that you wrote about. Those were the 3 topics about desert reptiles. Same with this, your subject is Antarctica, and then you have to find your topics because we just have one big article to look at. So the best way to do it is when you're reading it, read each paragraph. And then for this, because it's part of your binder, we can write on these. I'm going to have you make a note in the margin about what the paragraph is mostly about. Now, if you're reading a book, you don't want to write in the book, but you could use a post-it note, like one of these, and stick it in, like
Oh,
put what the topic is, and you can stick it in there so it's sticking out of the
yeah.
book and you can find it again.
My
So
mom has.
go ahead.
These are my mom's.
Oh, cute. Those are cute. So for this though, we can write on it and it makes it easy because then you can see it pretty well. So what I'm going to do is just read that first big paragraph and then we're going to talk about what you think it was mostly about. Okay.
Yes.
So Antarctica is a continent of extreme cold. Twice as big as Australia, it is the 5th largest of the Earth's continents. Antarctica is almost completely covered by snow and ice. However, it is actually a desert with less than 4 inches of rain or snow each year. It is, in fact, the largest desert in the world. Atop the land, snow has piled up over the centuries, forming thick ice sheets, huge glaciers, and towering icebergs. In many places, the continent is covered with ice over a mile, 1.6 kilometers thick. Scientists estimate that over 90% of all the ice on Earth is found in Antarctica. Due to warmer air and ocean temperatures, some scientists are concerned that Antarctica's snow and ice might melt. If all the ice in Antarctica were to melt, the sea levels would rise around 200 feet or 60 meters. Okay, so interesting. One thing I learned from this article is that Antarctica is actually a desert. Did you know that?
Hmm. At
Okay.
least we wouldn't run out of water to drink, though.
Yeah, that's true. But I always thought of deserts like what we studied, the Sahara
Mhm.
Desert, the Gobi Desert. I always think of deserts as hot and dry and sand, and this is considered a desert,
Yeah,
but with
I
ice.
think it's sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead.
I think it's because a desert definition is um like could be hot or cold, something like that.
Yeah, I
But
think
like
I
not
think you're
many
right.
plant. I think it's not many plants,
Yeah.
not many animals. I think that's what the
Yeah.
definition is, and Antarctica is exactly that.
That's true because I don't think there is very many plants or trees there at
Mhm.
all. I think you're right. And so then, because there's not really any vegetation, like I said earlier, the animals, there's some there. But okay, so looking back on that paragraph, I noticed the word ice was used a lot in there. They're talking about how much ice or snow or rain each year. It talks about glaciers and icebergs and how thick the ice is. So I would say this paragraph is mostly about ice.
I
So in
agree.
the margin over here on the side, I just want you
And
to write the word ice.
now we know where Elsa lives.
Yeah. So basically what we're doing is taking notes in the margin so that we can remember what the paragraph was about. And what we're also doing is coming up with a list of possible topics to write about as far as a report. So I'm going to read the next paragraph and we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to have you think about what you think it's mostly about. The coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth was taken there in 1983 near the South Pole, negative 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit, or negative 89.2 Celsius. When blizzards occur, they usually do not bring new snowfall. They are caused by powerful winds over 100 miles per hour at times that blast old snow off mountain peaks. Winter and summer at the poles are both 6 months long. There is no spring or fall. So, what do you well, first of all, I want to talk about that temperature right there. That's pretty crazy. Do you understand how temperatures work?
Hmm.
Do you understand negative temperatures? Have you heard of that before?
Yes, we
Okay.
do that in math.
Okay, good. So it's like below zero, right? So you can go all the way down to zero and then you can keep going. So that,
Yeah, zero is the mark part, where then under it is the starting the negatives.
yeah, exactly. And do you know what temperature is considered freezing, where we can freeze water?
Below zero.
No, it's actually 32. So in America, we measure temperature by Fahrenheit, but other
Mhm.
countries use Celsius. That's why they have the C there. That stands for Celsius. But in America, we always use Fahrenheit usually. So 32 degrees, that's positive 32 degrees, is considered freezing. And
Mhm.
this is way below that. So, you know,
So cool.
oh yeah, it's hard to even imagine. So I know that in wintertime, that nobody can even go there. I don't think they would survive. So there's,
Yeah,
yeah, no one
one
even
hour
goes
later.
there.
You're like 1 hour later. Let's leave.
Yeah, exactly. Or even a minute later. It's like,
Bring your own heater.
all right. So what do you think this paragraph is mostly talking about here?
I think it's mostly about like the weather and the temperature.
I agree. So let's put weather. I like that. It's mostly about the weather. So write that in the margin there. Good job. Okay. And then on the back, we'll keep going. Doing the same thing, marking what each paragraph is mostly about. In these extreme conditions, few plants or animals can survive. There are numerous species of mosses and liverworts, but only 2 species of flowering plants, which grow in the summer and disappear at the beginning of winter. In or near the coastal waters, sea birds, such as king penguins, emperor penguins, and snow petrels, have adapted to the harsh climate. Seals and whales are the only mammals found in Antarctica. Searching for food during the summer months, they escape the severe winds while swimming in the ocean. At the end of the summer, they migrate north to warmer regions and return again only to when summer approaches. So they leave
I think
the winter. What do you think that's
I
mostly about?
think it's mostly about the animals.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it did mention the plants a little bit, but I think you're right. It's mostly about the animals. And I love penguins, by the way. They're so cute. Have you ever been to the zoo and seen penguins
Yeah,
before? They're so
I
cute.
love birds. My I like Happy Feet as well.
Oh, I do too. That's a fun movie.
Sure, I rather watch different movies, but like when it comes to like kid movies, I'm like Happy Feet.
Yeah, that's one of the best. I like that one too. That's good. Yeah, so I would say animals mostly. And then this last paragraph, I'll read this one. We'll do that again for this one. Antarctica was first sighted in 1820 and probably first touched by Captain John Davis, a sealer who claimed to have set foot on the ice in 1821. Over the next 100 years, there were many expeditions to explore the continent, some of which resulted in serious injury and death. In 1902, the crew of the Scottish National Antarctic Expedition erected the first building out of rocks. Racing with Englishman Robert Scott, Norwegian Roald Amundsen and his team reached the South Pole in 1911. Today, there are about 70 permanent research stations visited by scientists over 30 different nations from over 30 different nations that have signed the Antarctic Treaty. During the summertime, the population of researchers and tourists can reach 4,000 to 5,000 people. So they do have these buildings there, I guess, but they only come, I think, in the summer. And there's no one that lives there, but you know what a tourist is?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically just somebody visiting. So, and then scientists, of course. I'm sure scientists love to explore there and try to figure out why is this place like it the way it is and why is it so different than the rest of the world and things like that. But okay, so what do you think that last paragraph was mostly about?
Um, the visitors.
The visitors, yeah, and maybe the scientists.
Yeah.
Maybe we could just put people because, that would cover both the tourists and the scientists and the people who were, um, you know, uh, pioneers there, the ones who first discovered it. So let's just put people for that last one. Okay. So now I want you to go ahead and get out a clean sheet of lined paper. I'm just going to walk you through this process just so that you can have it in your head if you ever do a report like this in the future. Okay. And for your paper, you can go ahead and put your name on the upper left there. Today's date is July 25th, 2023. I'll zoom in a little bit here. And we're going to skip a line and let's just put writing a report. By the way, I know we've taken notes on this process before, and depending on what the report is, the main thing you need to find out is what the subject is, but also how many paragraphs long does it need to be? So maybe your mom gives you an assignment for a history report, and she might say it needs to be 5 paragraphs. So if she wants you to write 5 paragraphs, you know, I already told you the first and last are introduction and conclusion. So you can subtract those two. That means you need 3 topics to write about. But what if your mom says she wants you to write an 8-paragraph report? How many, I know, besides fainting on the floor, how many topics would you need for an 8-paragraph report?
You would need 6.
Yes, very good, because you got your introduction and your conclusion. So we subtract those 2. So you would need 6 topics. So let's say she wants you to write a report about killer whales. Oh, did you want to guess a topic?
Yeah. Cookie dough.
Okay, cookie dough. Let's go with that. Let's say she wants you to write 8 paragraphs about cookie dough. So what are some possible topics that you could write about cookie dough?
Well, what happens before you make it, like how's the flour ground and how is the chocolate chips made?
The
How
ingredients, right? That's definitely, and how each ingredient is made.
Like you carefully look at the eggs to see where the factories are from, what are in them, to choose like the natural and perfect ones.
Yes.
No
Yes.
one
Or
would.
you could write about different kinds of cookie dough, right? You could have peanut butter cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough, oatmeal cookie dough, or something like that. You know, you can,
Oatmeal raisin.
huh?
Oatmeal raisin.
Oatmeal raisin, yeah. You could talk about gluten-free cookie dough and other types of like
Yeah.
health, maybe vegan cookie dough or something like that. So there's a lot of different ways you could pick those topics. So once you write down your possible topics, then you know you have to pick 6 for an 8-paragraph report. Yeah, that's a big one. That might be kind of hard to do with cookie dough. So the first step, go ahead and skip a line and we'll just put number 1 and we'll put subject here. And the subject is that big thing that you're talking about, like the main thing. So for this one, your subject would be Antarctica. That's your main subject. So if your mom says, okay, write a report about Antarctica, that's your subject. And then from there, you come up with your possible topics. So go ahead and skip a line and write number 2. And we're just going to put possible topics. Now, this is when you look back on your notes that you made in the margins here, and you make this list. So the first paragraph was ice. So right here, we're going to put ice. What was the next paragraph about?
Weather.
Yep. So we'll put that underneath ice here. Weather. And then what?
Animals.
Animals. And then
People.
good.
I wasn't even looking at the paper.
You remembered from when we read it? So if this is a 3 paragraph report, we're not going to worry about introduction and conclusion yet. But if the body of the report needs to be 3 paragraphs, then you would choose 3 out of these 4 that you want to write about. So which ones of these topics do you think would be the most fun to write about? You can pick 3. So which 3 would you write about?
I would probably write about the animals.
Animals. Okay, we'll circle that one. What else?
Um, Ice,
Yeah, I think ice.
and then something.
Between weather and
Um,
people.
Probably choose people.
People. Okay, good.
Oh wait, I wrote peoples. Like
Peoples.
what? Yeah, that's what the Bible does too. They
Oh
write
yeah.
people or persons.
Yeah, I know sometimes that old English uses it differently than we do now, but yeah, that's true. So then after that, you can skip a line and put number 3, and you would make KWOs, and I'll put a little S there, KWOs, um, for each topic. So that's what you would do next when you're writing a report, and you're really good at making those keyword outlines. So for instance, let's say you want to start writing about the animals because you picked that one really quick. So I think that might be your favorite one out of that list that you would want to write about. So you would, let's go ahead and do a sample keyword outline down here. Go ahead and skip a line and we'll put Roman numeral 1. And then let's just put 1 through 5. And clincher, just to remind you. I'm not going to have you actually write this report because this is our last class. So we're just going to pretend that we're writing it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you picked animals, and it's okay to start with that. You know, when you're writing a report about something, it's okay to mix up the information unless you feel like there's something really important that you need to mention first. But for this type of report, you can start with the animals and then talk about the ice because, you know, I know the ice affects the animals and the people that come, but it's okay to mention animals first and then transition into that. So let's say you want to write about so we're going to write animals here in Antarctica. Well, we're writing about Antarctica, so we probably should put that first. Antarctica. And then we're writing about the animals first. So we'll go ahead and put the animals here. And then maybe a word that would kind of introduce what we're talking about with the animals. So would you say there's a lot of animals on Antarctica, or would you say there's few?
Few.
Yeah, I think so too. So we could use that word few to kind of give an overview about the animals. And then from here, you would go find that paragraph about animals, which happens to be on the back on page 94, where you wrote the word animals. And then you're just going to focus on that paragraph because your outline now is going to be just about the animals part of the article. So looking at this paragraph, here's another thing. You can mix up the information. It doesn't have to be from beginning to end. If you see a fact that you like down here and then you see another fact, it doesn't really have to be in a certain order, okay? So when you're looking at that paragraph, you want to pick 5 interesting facts that you think are interesting. So what is something that you see that's interesting in that paragraph about animals that you want to put in your report?
I did want to ask something.
Okay.
Could you do like something like that's not in the paragraph, like blubber? Like how most animals in Antarctica have blubber, unlike most land animals?
That's a really good question because I'm going to have to say in a report like this, where you're using an article, you wouldn't want to add your own information to it. You only want to focus on the information you find in the article. But if you're writing more of like an essay or just a paper of information that you know about, that's okay to include that kind of stuff. But for a report like this, from a reference, you have to stick with what you read here. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
So for this one, we'll just practice using what we actually see in this article. So looking at that paragraph, do you see something that's interesting?
Um, the the birds there are king penguins, emperor penguins, and
Mhm.
snow petrels.
Petrels, those are um other interesting birds that live there. I think those actually do fly. I think. Let me look it up really quick. Snow petrel. I think there might be a type of penguin actually now that I'm thinking about it. Petrels.
I don't think
Oh
they're
no, they do fly. This is a snow petrel. Cute. Looks almost
pretty.
like a dove, kind of.
Yeah,
Okay, so
except pretty.
they are pretty cute. Um, so we can list those. Remember, the rules are still the same with only 3 words. Um, so that would be too many to try to fit in there, but
Mhm.
we could do
We
two.
can write like K penguins, E penguins. And if you don't remember them, we can just look back.
That's a good idea. And then for snow petrels, we could do a snowflake. That's easy to draw.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's put K penguins. I like that idea. And then E penguins. And I do my snowflake like simple like that. I just do like a plus sign and then an X over the top of it. Petrels. Okay, good. What else could we add to your outline for your report
Mhm.
about
Um,
animals?
they escape. Um, Seals, whales are the only mammals found in Antarctica.
Okay, we could do seals, whales.
On,
Yeah, seals, whales only, or mammals.
oh wait, I thought there was a symbol for only, like,
I don't think so.
or we could just draw a whale.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know how to draw a little whale?
Yeah.
I'm not very good at drawing, but you could do that. So seals, I'll see if I could draw one here. I know they got kind of a big head and their tail goes up and then they have like a big tail here. Oh, it's not too bad. A little smiley face on him. Seals, whales, and then I like that only mammals. Because the list of animals we listed for number 1, those are birds, so different than mammals. So these are the only mammals.
Mm,
And then you started to mention something about them, what they do in the summer months. I think that's an interesting
yeah.
fact.
Um, Searching for food during the summer months, they escape the surf winds while swimming in the ocean.
Good. That word is severe, so meaning, really strong winds. Um, so
Searching food summer, and then we could just make the other one other sentence. That would help us a
so
lot.
oh yeah, you mean the next number down?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Or we could say, they escape the severe winds. So it sounds to me like the winds happen in the summertime,
Mm.
right? And so they escape the severe winds while swimming in the ocean. So you want to do that? You want to do 2 lines? You could say searching food summer and then escape severe winds.
Yeah.
Okay. Searching food summer. I guess we could do winds. We could do like squiggly lines, like
Hmm.
when we could say escape severe and then squiggly lines and then swimming, because that would describe like what they do to get out of the wind, right?
Right.
You like that idea?
Hmm.
Okay, so escape severe, and then like I was just thinking like maybe little arrows on the end. Winds, and then swimming. And you're right, what you said earlier, if you need to look back to remind yourself, you can do that. That is okay, because sometimes we don't do the homework right away and it's like, what did we mean by that? Where did I find that? So if you're using a book to make your outline, you can put those little post-its in there, like I said, that are sticking out. And then when you go back to look
Yeah.
in the book, then you can find it a lot easier. All right. One more fact.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think at the end of summer they migrate north to warmer regions and
Mm-hmm.
return again only when summer approaches. So
Mm-hmm.
like we could do winter and then like we can draw some birds and stuff and like put a circle with a line across it and then go winter back when back and then summer.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So that's a lot of drawing. Drawing a bird and then drawing a circle with a line through it over the bird. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Maybe you could write it and then show me in the camera.
Okay. My birds are terrible, by the way.
I am not going to say a word about that because mine are really bad. As long as you know what it is. Winter. Okay, so you mean like they leave in the winter? Is
Yeah.
that what that means? Okay, is there any more other words you're going to put on there?
Um, Back and then summer.
Back and then summer. Okay. Winter. I think your bird looked actually pretty good. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's not the best. It's not the best. It's my doodling.
back and summer.
Mhm.
Okay, good. No, I like that. All right, so that's, basically I'll show you my bird. If you can.
Oh, it's pretty.
Ah, you're so kind. I need a bigger beak, I think, on there. There.
My beak is small.
Okay, so but you get the idea. So when you're doing a report, that's what you do. You look for the paragraphs, you figure out what each paragraph is mostly about. Now, if you get a book, you're going to have a lot of paragraphs. So you wouldn't want to read all the paragraphs, right? So you would look in the table of contents. That's the best way to find topics, is look in the table of contents and you can see what each chapter is going to be mostly about. But when you do your outline, you really only need to do 5 facts. That'll give you a paragraph. So it's doable when you think about doing a report. It used to be kind of scary, like, oh my gosh, where do I start? How do I do this? But now that you got this locked in, this keyword outline, you can use that really for any report. So I just wanted to show that to you, like how to look for topics in something, and then from there writing your paragraph. So that's pretty much it. I'm not going to assign any new homework because this is it. This is the last summer class. So Yeah, and I know, yay, kind of happy, sad at the same time. No, you're so cute. So that's it for today. I'm a little early actually, so I'll let you go a little early. But I'll be in touch with your parents about the fall classes if they're interested in signing you up, and I'll let them know what you need and all that stuff. So we'll be in touch huh?
Is it okay?
Okay. So basically if they don't want you to do the writing class anymore, if they're done with this, that's okay too. You can take what you learned. You're like, you're so funny. All right, Kylie. Well, you have a great rest of the day, and I'll let you know when I do the pumpkin patch thing, but have fun at Camp Keep when you go in October too. That'll be fun. Okay, bye. See you next time.